It's a great honor and a privilege to introduce Bianca Goldman, and your maiden name was Ebrazon, and you were born in Poland.
In Poland.
And
in a town, the name of the town is Bielsko. It's very near to the German and Czechoslovakia border.
And in what year were you born?
Pardon?
In which year were you born?
In which year? 1930.
Wow.
So I am 91.
Canaan Horror. Bianca, if you could just mention a bit about your family, your parents.
Yeah. So my father, I don't remember where he was. My father was a advocate, or how do you say it? Attorney, no?
Advocate?
A doctor of
law?
Or law, yes. And he was born in Yaroslav, but he studied in Krakow, in the University of Krakow. My mother was born in Krakow, and my father was serving in the Austrian military, because Poland was not existed then. It was divided between Austria and Ukraine and Germany, I don't remember.
And also Hungary, Austria-Hungarian?
No, Hungarian.
Oh,
no.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the east. It was Ukraine, I think. Yes, it was not Russia. It was Ukraine, and then it was German or Austria or German. No, German and Czechia, Czechoslovakia. And I was born there near to the border of German and Czechoslovakia, and a lot of people spoke their German. So for my 5 first years, I spoke only German because my sister was very small, 2.5 years, and my mother, it was for her to have a daughter of 2.5, but and a newborn baby. So she take a nurse to be with me. And for 5 first years, until my sister went to the first class to school, she was my metapelet.
She helped around the house.
Yes, and she spoke with me German because she didn't speak Polish. So up to 5 years old, I spoke only German, and then she went, and I spoke with my parents Polish, and I forgot a lot of German.
And Yiddish? Did you speak your parents Yiddish?
Yiddish, no, never.
Never. Wow.
Never. My both parents, father and mother, they knew Yiddish, but at home they never used the language. No, my father served in a Austrian army. Then Poland was divided, and he was there, and he was a first officer, because whoever was had you know what is matriculation before Gordon came. So he automatically he is an officer. So it was then.
And in your home, was there a big Jewish community in the town?
In my town, not a big Jewish community. No. And we were not religious. My parents were not religious. At home, we spoke only Polish. And at the beginning, I spoke German because of the metapelet. Because yes, that she spoke to me German. But then I spoke Polish with my parents. And when I went to school, to a Jewish school, but not religious. Mm-hmm. It was free, but not religious, but there were only Jews from yes, it was boys and girls, yes. And it was a Jewish school. This is what I remember. And it was up to 1939. In 1939, the situation with Hitler came to Czechoslovakia, and my father spoke. He had his speeches from Hitler, and if Hitler was in Czechoslovakia already, and he was very afraid, very. And my father was in contact by telephone with his brother, a lawyer too, in Lvov. You know where it is, Lvov? No. It is East Poland. Now it is Ukraine. They spoke together, and they knew the situation, political situation is very bad. And his brother, the elder brother, told to him, take your family and come with your wife and 2 daughters, come to me, because I don't think it will. No, you can liquidate everything at home and come to us. We have a big flat. I will give you a big room, 1 room for 4 of us, for you, so my parents, my sister and me, and I will buy 2 big beds and something there, I don't remember what, a little bit I remember, and come to me. And we came to my uncle with the last train for civilian purpose, because it was only already mobilized all the soldiers, Polish soldiers. Mobilization was. They announced that it's the last train to Lvov, to Ukraine, for people, not for. Afterward, that it will be only for the army. And we took the last train for us, and we went to my uncle, and we stayed there with him, with uncle and aunt, 1 year.
Did you leave just before the war, before Poland was invaded in September?
But
you left before September?
Yes. My town?
No, when you left to Lvov, it was before the war broke out in Poland.
Before.
1 week before?
1 week before. 1 week. And we arrived to Lvov, to my uncle, to Lvov, on the 1st of September, when the first airplanes with bombs came, with the last one. They announced that this is the last train for civilian people to go to Lvov. Afterwards, there were only soldiers. And to the last one, we went. And we came and we stayed in Lvov with my uncle. He gave us a big room with 2 beds and a table. So it was our our palace.
And Bianca, can I just ask, when you left your town, did you have friends that you were close with, or?
Me, I was a child. I went to school.
You were 9 at this time.
I was 9, so I went already to school, and I have a few girls friends.
Was it difficult to say goodbye to your friends, or?
No, it was up, very quickly.
And did you have any other family that remained?
In Poland, in our town, no, we have no family in our town. No, we have family in Krakow. It was the family of my mother, but we left our town, Bielsko, to Krakow. In Krakow, we stayed 1 week with the family, with the sister of my mother's sister, and then with the last train for civilians, we left to Lvov, the German Lvov, to my uncle. He was the big brother of my father. And then we prepared everything for us. A big room, a table, big one, that we can to be comfortable and to feel comfortable there. And then we stayed for 1 year. The war started, the bombs and all this, and then it was quiet. It was only 1 week with the bombs, 1 week, no more. And I remember suddenly it was quiet. No bombs, no aeroplanes, nothing. And the people down to look what happened, what the quiet saw. And then they saw that Russian came in, the Russian military came in, and my father was very glad that there weren't Germans, only Russian. So it's fine. Not everyone was so glad, but my father said, okay, I am very happy that there are Russians and not the Germans, yes. And we stayed there for 1 year. It was quiet. I went to school. My mother, how do you say, Rashmauti. I went to school, and my father, I thought that he was an attorney, advocate. He had to work and to earn money. He got a job in he was a cashier in a shop with ice creams.
Wow.
Yes. He had a cashier at a big shop with ice creams, and I remember that when my sister and me, we came there and we got the ice cream without paying. We were very happy. And when we went there, so they did the best, tell what you want, the best, a big portion of ice cream, as I remember. And then it was quiet there. And then in radio they announced that it will be how do you say? That the people are not allowed to go in the evening out.
Like a curfew.
A curfew, yeah. We are not allowed to go to the street, and if you have to arrange some things, okay, during the day, but not in the evening. And the same, okay. So we stayed at home. And in 1940, at night, it was in last day of August, I think, or July maybe, there was about the door at the entrance, and then came in an officer and a soldier, and that was written whom they are looking for, and it was my family too, not only me, not only our family, but from the same house were all 2 families. You have 20 minutes, and and they said something, you can take with you 20 kilos, or I don't remember, something, and go down, and down will be a car, and you will go. And my mother said, where are we going? And the soldier, young soldier, states to my mother, I don't know where, but very far away, but I don't know. And my mother said, I have 2 daughters, children, what can I take with me? Because they said 20 kilos, something, not much. And she said, nobody will look at you, what are you taking? I am sure that they are sending you, you will get nothing there. So take everything what you can. My mother said, maybe I have a mattress now. Now there are other mattress. You sleep on it. They have my mother had, I don't know, the mattress that you can do it like this. Now this is you can't do the car. I can take 2 mattresses, yes, and 2 pillows, yes, and 2 blankets, yes. Take everything, and the big where you are cooking soup, yes, a
pot, like a big pot.
I will take it. Okay, take. What do you want? Nobody will look at what you are taking. What do you want? You take, because you will get there nothing. So my mother took a big pot, and for a place for soup. And for everyone has a cup for soup to eat, a spoon. And my mother took one knife she thought she was very clever. She was so, she realized suddenly in what situation we are. And so she had a knife to clean the something, and what did she take out? I don't remember what, but I remember the 2 pillows and two mattresses and 2 covers, and maybe it was and then I was 9 years old, so big child. I was big already, and she said to the soldiers that was looking at us that we can't run away. I want to go, my daughter wants pee-pee, to the toilet. I have to arrange to help her, 9 years old, to help her pee-pee. So, okay, he was so young, so he couldn't done it. He didn't know that I can but me. And she went inside with me, and there she put something, probably money, or maybe, I don't know what, but because I was very excited, she put me here, and all on this, so, and this, and she said, you don't say anything. If you want us to make pee-pee, I will go with you. Don't go but make. Don't
by yourself.
Came by yourself. Tell me, I will go with you. Okay. And so we went downstairs. Downstairs already were a lot of people, like us. And what's it? A truck.
Transport. It was
A truck. Everyone on the truck. And they to the railway station, one of the railway stations, big one. And they told us to go down, and we're down, and to stay here, with the group that we came, the inhabitants of the building, and my mother was very, how do you say, it was very, he thought very practical. He thought if they took us, probably they took 2 families. One was an engineer of something, a couple with a son, and one was a doctor medicine with a girl and a boy. Well, and she went. He asked the soldier that was looking for us that we don't run away. I have my sister is there. I want to be together with my sister. Please let me go and we look for her. Who said, okay, I have to have 40 people. If it's you or you, that doesn't matter. And she went, Anka. Wow. We were 3 families together, the whole world. She was also, my father was an advocate, and one was a doctor of medicine, and one was an engineer. And they sent us in it was a train, not for passengers. It was a transport, like how do you say it? It was not a train normally. It was train for
like a cargo that you'd put.
Yes, for cargo or something. Yes, it was. We came there. It was
no seats.
It was nothing. Here he was for right and left was they did something like a floor, something. And 2 not windows. It was like you could the air come in, not windows with glass, but you can close it or open it, and in the middle was a hole and like zinor. You know what is zinor?
Like a pipe.
Yes. Yeah. It was for all the people. So the people organized that they understood that There are men and women and children, and you don't know how long it will be. So they arranged it somehow they took something like that, I don't know what, to make privacy a little bit like this. And they sent us children up. It was for us nothing. And the grown-up were down. And we went, and then the train started to go. From time to time they stopped. They opened the door of the train, and in the middle of nowhere, like this. And they gave us what they gave us in some kind of soup. They call it soup, something. And what was? And they said that the people, the grown-up people, if somebody wants to go out and not to do everything in, so they can go out, but if they were looking with the revolver, with the with the rifle, how do you say it?
Rifle.
Well, yes. And so we arrived. We went. I think it was 3 weeks. We went there.
3 weeks on the train?
3 weeks on the train, yes. And they gave us soup. One a day, 2 days, I don't remember. I think once a day, I don't remember. And then the train stopped, and they said to go down. We arrived.
And Bianca, can I just ask, this was already going into winter?
No. It's middle of summer.
Oh, it's middle of summer?
Middle of summer. Yes, it was in July.
July.
Yeah, something like July.
July, okay,
yes.
Middle of summer.
Yes.
And what did you do all the time on the train?
On the train?
What could you do for the 3 weeks?
You could sing. You could speak. What can you do? Nothing. Nothing. We were with children. We make fun of everything. You make fun. But we were children. I was 9-year-old. My sister were 11. And there was another boy, my very good, since then, girlfriend. She was 1 year younger than me. Her brother was smaller, and there was another boy was 1 year older. So we spoke and we laughed. Children, yes. It was something. Suddenly, it was not at home. We have not. No one had his bed. It was fun for us. For our parents, it was not fun.
Did you have enough food? I mean, they only gave you a little bit of soup. You must have been...
The train stopped, and they opened the door and gave dli. You know what is dli? Butter. There you go with water.
Yeah.
And there was soup. And they gave us a little bit soup. So we ate the soup. If you are hungry, you eat everything.
Yeah. Were you very hungry?
And then afterward, I was hungry. I was not so very hungry. My mother took some food, because they say that soldier that was watching us, that we are not running away, he said, I don't know where they are sending, but whatever you take with you, this is yours. And they are taking you very far away, and I don't know what it will be. You can take some food with you. He was very nice to us. He was 18 years old, 19 years old, but he knew that is something happening. So I told you, my mother took 2 mattresses, 2 pillows, and 2 blankets, and a big syrup pot for doing soup. For what again? And she was very, very practical, thinking practically. Yes. And then there the train stopped and they told us to go down, and we went. There came trucks, and some people, took some people, we don't know where to, in the town. And after us, we understood that there were barracks. You know what's barrack, Ken? They put there separately women and separately men, and it was full. And we stayed on the railway station, not only we, a group of people. They were so full that they couldn't put in more. So after, I don't remember how many time it was, but they came. They told us very near to the Marcel, איך אומרים יער?
The forest, near the forest.
Forest,
The
yeah.
forest.
Yeah. Very near to the forest, where was a street, and there were small houses, new houses. In each house was entrance from this end and from this side, and each apartment, it was you come in to a very, very small place just to come. We understood after why it was so, because there was minus 45 degrees, so it has to, you can't come inside, so you can come, close the door, open door, and then you are in the kitchen. And there is a bit, you know what it is, pечка, where you can
It's like a fire. You can make a fire.
To make a fire, to keep the room warm, and you can do
to cook. You can
cook something, yes. And it was nothing inside. And we are 2 families, 7 people. We are 4 people, and our friends, they are a couple with a boy, 1 year more than me, and they stayed. So what are we doing? It's nothing. You come in a room, nothing. So it was very close to the forest, very close. So I said I was a child, 10 years old. I said to them, maybe you go to the forest, and maybe they have some wood. Maybe they're building, and maybe you have there. Marcel, jak się mówi deski? Doesn't hear. How do you not? You can do from this.
You can make like a wooden floor.
No, floor. It was floor to sleep on.
Oh, like a bed.
A bed, a big one for 7 persons. One. A bed, and we had our my family had 2 pillows and 2 mattresses and 2 blankets, and we were 7 people in the one room. And there, yes, and there starts the winter. And my father got to work in the forest. The doctor, the medicine doctor,
Bianca, did you know that you were in Siberia? Did you know where you were?
Yes, it was you see the map? Yes, there are Ural. It is the stripe of mountains from north you. And on the right side there is taiga. You know what is taiga?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, taiga, and this Asia. And on the left side it's Europe and what was it? The Ukraine and Poland and everything. And we have been there. They sent us to Krasnouralsk. It's a town in Ural, and we stayed there for 1.5 years because we couldn't live in this small town. We could go where we want to go. I went to school, a Russian school, but my father, that he was a attorney, advocate, at the beginning he worked in a wood in
the forest.
In a forest, and then came the minus 40 degrees, so it is impossible. So he went to a building, to a big room, and he did he was from wood. He had to build something, and there were Russian. They knew, and they saw my father that he never had in a hand a dish or something.
A hammer or...
Yeah, and they helped him. They were Russians, and they were very nice and very good, and they helped him. And then when they knew that we were sent, that we are not free. And he said, I remember up to today, they said to him, now it's good weather, but it will be very cold, and it will be impossible to go out. At night you have to go something, pee or something. I will build for you, I will show how. I will build for you something that you can do, but at night you can put it in the room where you are, and to put there a buckle, you say?
Yeah.
A buckle, and in the morning you will throw it away. But you can't at night in minus 40 degrees, you can't go out. It's impossible. He did it for years, and he built it for my father. And then he said, do you have children? And my father said, yes, I have 2 daughters. I will show you how to be sanki. You know, the children are sitting and they're going down on the snow.
A sledge?
Yes, not ski. Yeah, sanki. This he built for him.
Wow.
He was a very good Russian, a very good person. And for us it was, you know, the Beit Shimush, what they did, that is a big thing for us. But what are you doing in minus 40 degrees? You can't go out at night, but you must.
Yeah.
And we were 2 families together in one room.
Wow. And Bianca, did you learn Russian very quickly?
Pardon?
How did you learn Russian? You just picked it up? When you went to school, you had to. It was in Russian.
So, at the beginning, I didn't understand nothing. They spoke, and I remember that I went to school, and I didn't understand everything what they were speaking. So I was bored. How do you say it?
Bored. Bored.
Bored. Yeah. And I wanted to go home. What I'm doing here? And I saw that a boy or a girl said so, and the teacher said, what do you? And he said like this, Galava balit. It is very similar to Polish language. It means I have headache. So I wanted to go home. He said, what is? I said, Galava balit. It was not true. But he said, Galava balit. Go home. So I went home. I wanted to go home. I was 10 years old. I didn't understand anything there. They spoke, they nothing. But afterwards I learned Russian and I spoke perfect Russian and went to school. And then in 41 started the war. The Germans between Russian and German.
They invaded. Germany invaded.
Invaded, yes. And then they saw that we are not
not enemies. You're not enemies.
That we are not
enemy. You're not
enemy.
enemies.
We are not enemy. That they can, and they released us. They said that if you want, you can go wherever you can't go back to Poland because Poland finito, no Poland. But if you want to go to use, there is sun and warm, and there will be probably rice to eat and probably some fruit, because here is nothing. Everything is frozen. And then we three families, what I said to you, our parents arranged it, that when the weather was a little bit better, so we took with three families together, we hold together all the war. When the war finished, so we separated. And we went to the railway station, and to my parents, all the parents, yes, bought the ticket where to the use, go down to use, yes, south, not
to the south.
South. And we went to some station. We had to cross to change the train. And in the train, my sister, she was 12 years old. She suddenly was very, very ill, very ill. And we couldn't take her out of the train because we have nowhere to be. So we went with the train until the train stopped, and then they say from the train, now the train is going back. We can't go back. We have nowhere to go back. So we, with my sister, with a high fever, very high fever, and the three families together, we went down from the train. We don't know what to do with ourselves. So they come a big truck, and they took us to a small kolkhoz or something, small town there, and relieved us and said, brought us to a big room, and it was an official something. There was not only tables. Okay, my mother and father, they took my sister, she was very ill, and they went with a truck, I don't know what the truck, to the town in Kyrgyzstan, and went there was a hospital, and my mother and father went to the hospital with my sister, and I was left with the friends. Mm-hmm. And my mother went with my sister there, and she was with a high fever, and she didn't know what to do, what it's happening with her. And Lucas there, and the doctor said, you must leave her in the hospital. You can't take she was 11 years old, 12 years. You can't take her from, she must be here. And I have to give her the injection of serum, because you know what it is, diphtheria?
Yeah.
She got diphtheria.
Wow.
She must get it, otherwise you have no daughter. So they gave it, and they put it in a bed, and they took a boy that was already better out of bed. My mother taught me, no change of this, nothing.
Wow.
And inside can, and they were used to they used to take out. They didn't want the children to have the nice or the lice skin, so they wanted to take a head. And she was 12 years old. She started to cry. I don't want. I don't want, and I won't be with the so like with the scarf or something. And the sister there, the nurse, said, okay, but they will. I am responsible for that. I take it. You must like this. So if came control, they think that you don't want to be with that house. So like this, okay. My mother sat with her the whole time, and I was with the friends. And we got a big office and a big room, and there was a big table, and they I was with them, with the friends. And my parents were with my sister. Okay. And I got it from her because I felt bad, and I got a high fever, and my father came to visit us and me, and he said, he looked at me, what's happened with you? You are ill. You have temperature. You are ill. I had the same what my sister. But I had to go the injection. They call it serum. Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to get it. So the doctor that was with us went to the hospital, took the injection. He said, I am a doctor, I will give her this, because otherwise if she is coming here in the hospital, she's finished. She will not survive. I will give her the injection. And so it was, and I remember, I don't know why, I was 10 years old, a big girl, and I lie down with the popo up, and he gave me the injection, and I am crying and shouting. I remember it. Why I was so shouting, I don't know. But this I stayed there alive. Yes, and my father came and looked at me. I looked very bad. He says to me, why do you look so bad? What is happening with you? So they said she was the same what her sister, the big one, but the temperature went down, and the doctor that was with us gave me the injection, and this was they helped me. I went out of it, and my sister too.
Thank God.
Yes, and when she was better and I was better, and there was nowhere to be. We have been in a room of an office, and I lay on a table. And I don't, what was it, a truck or something? So we with the truck went to the big city of Kyrgyzstan. She called Jalalabad. And we went down to the Jalalabad. Prior to Jalalabad, we went to Tashkent. Tashkent, you know, it's a big town. Yeah. But there was no room for nobody. It was packed with many people that are running away. Refugees. Full of refugees. Nothing. And but they somehow they went, I don't know who arranged it, went down to the town, to the Jalalabad in Kyrgyzstan, and looked, and they found there a small room in a you know, the houses where they're born, it was from mud. You know, they make the mud. Yes. And this was the kibitka. You call it kibitka. And one such a room, it was a how do you say, window, but you can't open it. But it gave, it was light.
The light.
It came in light, and we got one like this, and they arranged, I don't know how, 2 beds, and we had the 2 mizronim,
the mattresses. Yeah, the 2 mattresses.
2 mattresses, 2 pillows, 2 blankets, and we were happy. It is very easy to make happy people like this very happy. So my parents found this, and somehow we went there, and there were, yes. So and they had to take my sister from the hospital, because she was not perfect, but they had no temperature and no that, and they released her. They brought her to the kibitka, and she lay down on the bed. My mother like this near her legs, and I with my father. My cousin, she was all big already. She was, I was 11, she was 25, 26, she was grown up. So my father and she and me on the second bed. I didn't understand why, but they laughed that I must lay between my father and my cousin, because she was a young woman. I am there like a straw, and they laughed. So I didn't understand why they're laughing. It was nothing clever. I was some sort, but Emperor said that I am the straw to separate my father from her. Okay. And then in Kyrgyzstan, in the houses, they call them kibitka. Kibitka is from they built it in very quickly. Yes, and we from there we got my parents found a kibitka that was free for 4 persons. It was a kibitka. It was a window you couldn't open, but the light came in, and a door, and in the front of the door there lay a very big cow. And she wanted to be there, only there, and you couldn't take her away. So for me it was very, very, very funny, because I went on the cow and stepped to the room. My mother was not very happy with it, my father no, but I was very happy. It was fun. Do you have such a day? No, on the cow and down. So. And then we stayed a very, very long time. And I went to school from the kibitka. I went to school, my sister too. I don't remember what class. I think the 4 degrees maybe, for class.
And Bianca, did you make friends with the Russian girls, with the Russian children? Did you make friends? You made friends?
Friends?
Yeah, you made friends?
Yes, the Russian children, the Russian girls were my friends.
And did they know that you were Jewish?
They never spoke about it. Nobody spoke about it.
And you never told them that you're Jewish?
No, nobody asked. No, nobody asked.
They didn't ask where you came from?
Perfect Russian. Child, very quickly. I spoke very quickly. I learned, they knew that I am Poland. We were there Polish. Polanim. Polanim. We were the Polanim. And nobody asked. There were Jews, Russian Jews. But I was not Russian. They knew that I am from Poland. So I was Polonia. And they were Jews.
And did you meet?
But I never said that I am not. Nobody asked me.
And did you meet any of the Russian Jews in the town?
Pardon?
Were the Russian Jews living in the town?
They came from Europe, from the Europe part of Russia. They came because the war started.
They were also refugees.
The Russian came and Jews came, and so I know that to our town there came some Russian Jews.
And did your parents? Did they mix with them? Did they have a connection?
No contact.
No contact.
No.
Wow.
No contact. My mother, there was a very hot climate. It is hot at summer and quite cool at winter. Quite cool, a lot of rain. I went to Russian school. I have my best friend was a Russian girl, a very sweet girl. She was the daughter of the director of school.
Wow.
Yes, and she was my best friend. And I was there. Nobody asked me. I was there, Polonia. I was from Poland. I was the Polish girl. But not that I didn't want to say. Nobody asked me.
And did you have to go to church? Did you have to go to church?
No,
was
there is. Sorry.
It was not communist.
Synagogue. No synagogue.
And there's also communists, so there was no churches.
No. Afterwards, yes, but then no. But the Jews, I remember, we were there a group of Polish Jews, and then I remember that it was Yom Kippur. I remember it. It was Yom Kippur, and my mother was, how do you say, from post. She didn't eat.
She was fasting.
Yes. So she had to prepare. She prepared something to eat. And I remember she prepared. She made. She was a specialist for it. She made gefilte fish, but not from fish. There is no fish, but from the selek. You're making a borscht. Borscht. From this white, because she knew how to do it, and she made kale, this she called it gefilte fish. So she called it. And I remember it was very, very confusing because she prepared this and she put it on a plate. It has to be cool. And somebody came to her from our the Polish Jew that like us, and he saw this, and he was so hungry. He didn't know that my mother sees it. She sees it. Who took one and put it in this, in the hand. And he was from a very good family, from a very noble family. My mother thought that, and my mother did it for each one. It was two pieces, I don't know. He couldn't say him. He couldn't say him, give it back, because it will be not enough for us. He couldn't. He took it and said shalom.
Wow.
I can understand him, and I can understand my mother. Because I remember she told us. And she got a job. They were boil. There was a fabrica, I don't know what. They made a very good confiture from the white. From what were they in borscht? Polish you say buraki. Selek.
It's
מרצל, איך אומרים באנגלית בורקי? If you boil borscht, how do you call it? No.
Okay, לא משנה.
No, never mind. From this, there was they boiled it and did from this a confitura. Confitura. And I remember that from time to time, the workers could take home a small amount from the confitura. And my mother brought the confitura kazot from the selek. There was no light, it was no electricity, nothing. She brought it, and my father was working away from this town, and we sat together, my mother, my sister, and me, and she was this. And we have, each of us had a spoon, and we ate it. And we said, it was delicious. It was so good, and you feel this, this very good. In the morning, we saw what was so good. There were the pszczoły. It was the what is this making honey?
The bees.
Bees. When they boiled it, it was sweet, and they was on the beans and then they boiled, and we thought it's. And then my mother said, "Never mind, we have no meat, so it will be meat for us." So we have a little bit meat. So nothing happened. So I have some stories, funny stories. Yes. And yes, we have been there for 5 years.
5 years?
Yes. It was 40, 41, and we came back in 46.
And what did your father do? Did your father find work?
Yes, when we were in Siberia, there in Oral, he was in wood. And then he couldn't be in the wood because of the minus 40, so he built from the wood. I don't know what they were building, something. For us, they will build sanechki for the children. He did it, and she did. I told you he did a toilet at home. It was a very big and very, very important furniture for us. And my father then, the rich Russian organization, he got a job. There was, in this town, in our town, was a fabric, they did shoes. But the leather for the shoes was made in another town. You have to go with the train to there. You can't send this. You can't send the shoes, and you can't send the leather because they are stealing it. Mm-hmm. You can't send something because they will
steal it. Yeah.
So my father physically had to be with the shoes and with them. He physically had to go with them. Nothing happened. And it was his job.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yes.
And do you remember when the war came to the end? Do you remember?
Yes, because I went to school, and we have each morning, all the children of the school were on the some place, where.
Like assembly, maybe assembly, where you all assemble?
Yes, we were all there, and there was a big map, and who explain us where the army is and how it is advancing or returning. But each morning, all the children were out, and he was explaining us how it is. It was going like this, and then
retreating. They retreat.
Yeah, retreating. Yeah, and this I remember, and I remember there were some news from house to house that there will be a possibility that they will send us back to Poland. There may be to prepare, and we have to prepare some. It is a journey of we don't know how much. It's 1 week to go by train or something, to prepare something to eat, because we don't know how it is. It's not a luxury that you have a train with you can to eat there in a restaurant. So I remember that my mother prepared something for the journey back, and they made some. I don't know what she prepared. She prepared something, but she took also a pot and some potatoes and some maybe carrots or something to make on the way to cook something. When the train stops, if you are always asking how long the train will be staying here. Something it was 1 hour, half an hour, sometimes it was 4 hours. You never know. So we stopped, and my mother, not only my mother, everyone, they went down quickly, and when we heard, "Ooh," so they took that and then ran with this boiling to the train and went inside with this. But it was not she, not only her. You have to eat something. Yeah. And so we arrived. It was a very hard and very hard journey back, and very depressing. We were happy. We were over happy to go back to Poland. Israel was not existed. Sure. Yeah.
But
to go back.
Bianca, did you know what had happened in Poland?
We knew that Germans were in Poland.
But did you know about the camps or the extermination camps, or did you have any knowledge?
When we heard, I don't know how, that there were camps for Jews. We didn't know that there was a crematorium. We didn't know. We knew that it was were camps, working camps. When we arrived, then we opened our eyes. What happened?
Did you go back to Krakow?
Pardon?
When you came back to Poland, where did you go?
One night we have been in another time in Katowice with our. There was a family that was with us in Russia, but his sister of him was married with a Pole from a German family. And she stayed in her flat, in her apartment. And I remember until today, we stayed on the railway station, and they said they are going. They knew that the aunt is alive, and she stayed at her apartment. And we stayed there on the train station, and there came the boy. Come with us. They're inviting youth for a dinner to eat. For a dinner. Where? No, I will take you there. We came there. Suddenly, normally flat, a table, white cloth, and service, plates for soup from this, and bestek, you know what's bestek? A knife and that,
wow.
So super. I look at it. I sit there, and I come from a very good family, really very good. But I am asking my mother, Mommy, what I'm doing with it? I don't know what I'm going. See, this you look like what are doing the grown-ups and do the same. I can't now because I had only a calf. And there I have a calf, a knife, a fork, a small calf and a small... I have never have it. But look, you did the same. So I did the same. And it was fun that I am explaining to that I am speaking about it. There in Kyrgyzstan, we have a kibbutz because it means a room in it was not a building. It was from earth like this. And the toilet was out.
Yeah.
We have to go out there, and there was a hole, and they do something to separate it, and there. And we come to Poland, and I have to go to. But I forgot I was a child. I forgot. I need to go with me. So they said, you see this door, there you go. I come in. I can't sit on it. I can't. So if you can believe me, but believe me, I'm telling you the truth. I stand up with white meats on the toilet, and then I could do what I had to do.
Wow.
I was very small. And I came back, I was already 16,
Wow.
15, 16. So I couldn't. I stepped on it, on the toilet, stand at it. I closed the door, nobody will see it, because I was ashamed that I'm like a...
Bianca.
And very thin.
Select the beat.
Ma?
Leet.
Select the beat. Select. Shaldoti select.
Ken?
Buraki.
No?
The beat.
Beets.
B-E-E-T.
Okay, beets.
A B-E-E.
B-E-E-T.
Yeah, it's a beet.
Beet.
It's a type of vegetable.
Yeah,
It's a beet.
yeah.
Wow.
Mesket.
Yeah.
You look for it.
Thank you.
תודה רבה, מרצל. Yeah.
And then, Bianca, when did you find out what had happened in Poland, how bad it was?
When we came back.
Immediately.
When we came back, we had...
Who told you?
In Kyrgyzstan, we heard that there were in Poland were camps for Jewish camps, but we didn't realize that there were the death camps.
Yeah.
Nobody can realize something like this. There were camps, we thought it was for working, yes, but not normal.
You can't comprehend. It's impossible to comprehend.
You can't understand. it is impossible that you do it like a factory. We realized when we came back. When we came back, we found my cousin. My cousin. She went through this, and she went and she stayed alive. And she started to tell us what was it, the camps, and what was. We couldn't believe. We thought that she is imagining that it's impossible.
She's crazy, yeah. And where was she living, your cousin?
Pardon?
Where was she living? In which town? In which town was she living? Where did she live? In which town? Where did she stay?
Before the war.
And after the war, where was she before and after?
Before the war in Krakow.
And after the war?
After the war, no, they didn't want back to Krakow. No. One cousin went to France, and the other I don't remember. One cousin, yes. Now she was. I was the smallest one. They were grown-ups already. One was married, and she was a musician. She was a pianist, and she married with the man who was violin playing. And they were communists. They were very glad that the Russian came, and they ran away, and they came to us to say shalom to us. They are going there to Russia, and they stayed alive, of course, because nobody. They say remember. I have such a chaos.
Wow, I know. And Bianca, when you came back to Poland,
yes.
Where did you go when you came back?
We came back with the train, and we went down from the train in a town, Katowice. We went down we were three families together, and one family was from Katowice. So we stayed. They say, stay here on the railway station. We will run very quickly there, and we will see what to do. And then we stayed and waited for him. And then the boy came. They gave him normally trousers, because he probably looked terribly. He was too big for him. He was like to held it like that. My aunt is inviting you to evening. To evening. Okay. So we came there, a normally flat, big one, and a dining room, big table, with a white tablecloth, with service, with everything, knife, and a cup, and a small cup, and a small this, and I am sitting like this. And I don't know what I'm doing with it. Like a girl from jungle. I don't know. But I asked my mother what I'm doing with all it. You look, sit still.
And was this the first time they gave you a good meal? This is the first time that you ate you ate a proper meal?
Pardon?
You ate a very good meal that night. They gave you good food.
Yes, normally a dinner. It was soup and I don't know. I don't remember. We ate food.
And during the war, did they stay in the apartment?
Yes.
They weren't
This
affected.
family stayed in apartment because the aunt of our friends was married with somebody from Germany, and they didn't touch him. He stayed with his wife.
And he was Jewish?
No, he was German, but the aunt of our friends, his wife was Jewish, but they didn't touch her because of him. He was an officer in Germany.
And they didn't.
They didn't touch. No.
Did they know that she was Jewish?
They knew that she is Jewish, but he was an officer, and they didn't touch her.
Amazing.
Yeah. and she stayed alive.
And what happened? Did they remain in Poland?
When we returned, they were in Poland, but afterwards, I don't know. I think they left Poland. We went, my family. We have we ate the dinner. For me, it was exciting. And we went to our town, where I was from, and we came there. I remember with the. You see it in family, you know, we have like this, and all our things were this, and we made it like this.
It's like
You see,
a rucksack.
refugees.
Rucksack, wow.
Yes. Yes, of course. And then we went to our town. And my parents said to me and to my sister, stay here on the railway station. We will come to fetch you. We will see what we can do, where we can sleep the night. We have to sleep somewhere. And we stayed with my sister there. And after they went out, and I don't know whom they asked. They did it very quickly. They organized it, some Jews that stayed. There was an organization, and they said that they can give us one big room, a flat from one big room, and something I remember it. It was a room. There was gas that you can boil on it. There was a batya,
A bath?
a bath, some combination from a bathroom with a kitchen. I don't know. This is what it is. And there were two beds, and one table with chairs, and a toilet, a room toilet that was closed. I remember it. We stayed there, and my father went down and he met some friends, and there was a telephone in the room, but we didn't use. We have nowhere to whom you have to telephone. Nobody. But somehow my father said to my daughter, I met friends.
To your sister,
Yes.
sister.
And I invite them to dinner. I was 16, and my sister was 19 and a half, big enough. I am inviting them to dinner, so prepare a dinner. I will give you money. My father said to my sister. My sister, what can I do? I give you money. Buy whatever you need, and make a dinner. I will come here with somebody. She didn't know. It thought the most fantastic what she could imagine were sausages. So she went and bought sausages. He knew how to boil it. Sausages in there with mustard, and it was a dinner. My father was sometimes he didn't stand on this. My mother, yes, but my father was some. And then he opened his office. You know that my father had the office advocate, you know, and his secretary was. And we came back, and it was not a big town. Now it is a much bigger. Mm-hmm. And then people knew who is coming back from where. And suddenly came his secretary, my father's secretary. He heard that we are back. He came with a typing machine. When the German came in, in the beginning it was quiet. He went, she had the keys. He went to the office, took the typing machine.
The
to herself.
typewriter.
Yeah. And then she heard that we came back. He came in there, said, Dr. Robertson, I have this, I will work for you without money because you don't have money. You can't pay me. But at the beginning, I will work for you without money and you have the typing machine. And really he opened the office and started to work, and slowly he had a big, he succeeded then.
And what happened to your apartment?
There's some people were. I was with my husband. I went to see my apartment from before the war, and I remember that I was a child, but I was big enough
To remember.
And I said to him, you know, I want to see it. And we came to my town, and I went to I remember the address. And on the second floor it was, and I rang it, and somebody opened me the door. So I said, excuse me, you don't know me. But before the war, I told her that I was born there. I was not born, but came there when I was 5 or 4. So I told her I was born here, and up to the war I lived here. Don't be afraid. I don't want the flat. I am not coming to take you from the flat back. I don't want. I just want to remember. I just want to come in and to remember my flat, what I saw. She said, בבקשה, come in, I will show you. And I came in, I said, yes, here is a kitchen. And here is a small room for the Ozeret,
The helper.
the nurse.
The nurse.
Yes, she. And I remember that I was just, and it was closed, but it was communist when we came back. I said, but here were 3 rooms, big rooms. It was a dining room, and we called it a music room because there was a center.
A piano.
Piano, no, the piano big.
Wow, a grand piano.
Yes, piano, and a salon. I said to her, here were 3 rooms. Where is it? It is closed. It was already a communist. She said, these are separate apartments. Wow. So I said, but there is no kitchen, no. They arranged. Now they are normal, much small apartments.
And was there any furniture, any of your furniture left?
No. No. I think the dining room, I remembered it. It was, I don't know why, but it was black. A black big table and a black buffet. And this was black. This stayed like it was. And the other one, I don't know. I didn't look inside, and I don't know. But I remember I came in the kitchen, and I said to her, but here is the, how do you say it? Where you prepare and you buy things, and you keep it in a small.
Like a grocery room. Grocery room, like a grocery room.
Oh?
Grocery, like a grocery room. Yes, you prepare it in a grocery, next to the kitchen.
Confiture and whatever you have, this is closed there. And there was the room from the Ozeret, from the maid that was there. This was a separate room.
Wow.
It was a nice, small room, but a nice room with a window, with the I said, here is a room. Yes, this is a room, but she can get, he must live a room, but it was somebody lived there, She must not go through the kitchen. She goes through there.
Wow.
So you can.
And was it very difficult to go back? Was
Yes,
it very emotional?
For me, it was very exciting. I went with my husband, and I said to him, I am not asking to take it back. For
You don't
me.
want to reclaim.
You
yeah.
can be quiet. I am not. I just want to remember. I was a child, and now I am married, and I'm grown up, and I don't live in Poland. I live in Israel. I just want to look at it. So wow. Maybe you want to eat. I smell
No,
it.
Bianca, can I just ask, how long did you stay in the town when you came back after the war?
After the war.
After the war, how long?
So we left in another apartment because this was.
For how long? How long?
Oh no! I want to school.
In Poland?
Yeah, of course. I was in Russia. In Uzbekistan, in Kyrgyzstan. I went to school, and I finished there 8 classes. So I have 2 classes to matriculation to go to university. 2 classes. Okay. So when I came back, I knew that I want to learn. I don't want to work, I want to learn. And I asked where is the school, somebody, and they said to me that there is a gymnasium for girls and there is a gymnasium for boys. Okay, so gymnasium for girls. And this is a good one. And one is mixed, but it is a little. And so I went there. And they told me that I must pass the examination. So in what subjects? Mathematics. I said I want not humanistic. No, only realistic. Realistic, mathematics, physics, I know geometry, but I must to foreign language and Polish. So. Polish. I said Polish, I speak Polish. They spoke with me Polish. So it was perfect Polish. And the Russian language was for me very good because I could write without mistakes. And then they said me, but they learn here, they learn now English. You can choose between English or not German. English or Russian. So I said, I take Russian. Okay, you have to pass the examination. Okay. But when the teacher came and he asked me something, I opened my mouth, so I said, thank you. Because I spoke perfect Russian. Perfect. So I knew Russian better than me. So I read 2 minutes. Okay. And so I went there to school.
For how long?
I made 2 years. I made matriculation, and I wanted to study medicine. It was my dream. But, it was after the war. And during the war, when Germans were there, the universities for Polish was closed. Nobody could learn. The Germans, Jews were nothing, but Germans, the Polish, down. Enough that they know to write and read and a little bit mathematics, it's enough for them. Yes.
And Bianca, did you have any, from your your friend, the girls in your class, the Polish girls, when you came back to school, did they ask you where did you go during the war, or that you were Jewish? Did you have any anti-Jewish feeling from the girls in your class?
No.
Not?
No, I never kept it in in Poland, in this region where I am from, there are Catholics or Evangelics, there are Evangelists too.
Protestant.
I was the Jewish. I think I was the only one. And when was the religion? You know, you have mathematics and you have Polish and history and
Yeah.
and there is what is this? Religion, yes. So religion once I was what I'm going to do religion for a priest is what I have to do. But there was a group of girls that went out. So I asked them why they are going out. Because we have our priests, they are evangelisch, not Catholics. We have our priest, we have our lessons. Okay. Then they have the lesson, but I didn't want to be why are you not coming with us? You were not there, and I said because but I didn't look Jewish. I was blonde. They never dreamed about it that I'm Jewish. So I said, no, I am Jewish. You are Jewish? Yes, I'm Jewish. So I will, if I have to have a note, you know, for the Teuda, for the thing, I will arrange it. I will say, I will learn with the rabbi. So my mother went there, and he knew my mother very well. He knew what a family. I was really from a very, very good family. And unreligious totally. And my mother taught to him, my daughter is in school and she had to got the matriculation, and she has to have a religion. And she's not going Shama to the priest and not to the evangelist priest. As you have to give me for her a note, something. He knew that we are anti-religious family, anti-religious. So he said, okay, I will give her very good.
Wow.
He didn't want to spoil me that I will not get the matriculation.
Wow. And Bianca, did you have any anti-Jewish feeling? Were any of the girls anti-Semitic, or did you feel any anti-Semitic?
At school?
At school?
No.
Not at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. At the beginning, they didn't know. I didn't look like Jewish. And then they thought I'm evangelisch, like the group of evangelisch. And then I said to them, I'm Jewish. I am Jewish. I'm not evangelisch, I'm not Catholic, I'm Jewish. But I'm not religious. No, it was everything was okay.
And with the teachers also, no problem?
No, I never felt anything at all.
And your father, when he reestablished
he opened his office
and went okay, people knew that he was Jewish?
Pardon?
Did people know that your father was Jewish?
Of course.
And it wasn't a problem?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. Wow.
And how long did you remain in Poland?
Oh, we came back from Kyrgyzstan in 46. Yes, in 46, in April, something like this. And we went in 1950. I was 2 years after the school, and I told you I wanted to learn medicine, but it was full, you know, all the medicine was very, university was full of people that wanted to learn, but Germans didn't allow to open the university, school. Polish people, if they know how to write or read a little bit Heshbon, it is enough for them too. But it's not like this.
Wow.
It's my husband. O.
Okay.
Marcel, ty strasznie przeszkadzasz.
And Bianca, and you came to Israel in 52?
Pardon?
You came to Israel in 52? When you left Poland, you came straight to Israel?
When I, with my parents, yes,
You came here?
yes, we came to Israel. It was a very small, a very short time when they allowed us to come. At my time, when we left, there was such a, they were anti-Semitism. They give us a permit to go out of Poland, to go to Israel. It was already Israel. They made a list what we can take with.
Wow.
It was a list, you know. You can send one pillow for person, one pillow, one bag over, and towels, and now this, what do you have, what I had on me, it's okay. It's okay. But I can have one skirt, one trousers, one blouse, one. It was written everything what I can take with me. So I dressed like in Purim because I have trousers and on this a skirt because otherwise what was on me, it doesn't count. So I have trousers and on this a skirt and the blouse and only with shorts and the blouse and the sweater. And then when we passed the examination of this what we have, I told it over.
Wow.
It was afterward, all the Aliyah, next Aliyah, they took everything. They took furnitures. They took how do you say, pianos, everything.
But you couldn't take.
We nothing. Well, they took everything.
Inventory. Wow. Wow. And Bianca, you must have remembered when the state was established in when the state was established in 1948. You must have remembered when you heard that there's a state of Israel. When the state of Israel was established,
48, yeah.
You must have been very happy to hear that there's a Jewish state.
Yes, but I was, you know, I came from Russia, and I was happy. I was over happy to be out of Russia and to be in Poland. I spoke Polish perfect. I speak up to date perfect, and yes, I know. I was not excited. I was very happy to be in Poland. I had friends in Poland, girlfriends. I have even, how do you say it? I was very young, and maybe I was nice. So from the in school they make sometimes a neshef, how do you say, a ball? Mm-hmm. Yes. And they invited me to dance with them, and I was over happy.
Yeah, I can see. Was it difficult to leave Poland?
What difficult in what kind?
In 1952, when you left to say goodbye.
50.
In 52, when you came.
No, 50.
In 50, when you came to Israel, was it difficult to leave?
To leave Poland or to come here?
To come here, was it difficult? Were you upset to leave Poland?
I was excited. I had their friends, my friends, good friends.
But to say goodbye, was it very difficult?
Yes, but I said goodbye because I knew that I have to leave, and I didn't know. No, I think I was very, very glad to. So nobody said never somebody said to me, "You're Jewish."
Wow.
The shit, never. Nobody said it to me, and I didn't look like Jewish. I didn't look. So when the class made a ball You know,
They invited
and they
you?
invited the
Wow.
I was in gymnasia of girls, and we invited the boys the same thing. And they invited me to dance, and say nobody asked him am I Jewish or not Jewish. It was the children, the Jews. It's not subject for them.
And Bianca, can I ask, in your family that remained in Poland, did a lot of the family die in the Shoah?
Yeah.
Like grandparents and
In short, yeah.
you lost
Found nobody.
you lost a lot of your family in the Shoah.
Yes, yes. My aunt, the sister of my mother's sister, with she was very religious, and she married with a very, very religious person. I remember him. I never saw it in my she was from Krakow, and in my town there were no such very religious people. So I remember I was so naive. I remember now I remember that I went to a Jewish school. My parents told me that I went to Jewish school, but everything was in Polish language. Only was Bible and Hebrew. But mathematics and Polish and everything was in Polish. It was a private school. Probably it costs a lot of money. But I had no idea what is the difference between a Jew and a not Jew. I didn't know.
How old were you?
Ma?
How old were you?
9.
9, okay.
And I went with my mother to buy, I think, fruit or something. And there, the owner was afterwards. I realized, my mother taught me, was a Jew in a kippah with peyot. You put it like this, kacha. He spoke Polish, very good Polish. And my mother bought something, and I said to my mother, and I said to my mother that in our class there is one girl that is Catholic. My mother said, it's impossible, it's a Jewish school. Private, they paid for me a lot of money. Impossible. Ima, everyone is speaking about it. This girl is Catholic. What's her name? And I said something Jewish, so Jewish. Bianca Goldberg. My mother said, how do you know that she is Catholic? All the class knows. All the girls are speaking about it. Okay, we go to I am going with my mother to buy some fruit. In the owner of it is a Jew, is a peyot, a kippah. I said to him, Ima, Mama, this is the father of the of the Catholic girl. My mother said, who? Not this, he is the father of the Catholic girl. Ah, okay. I had no idea what is the difference.
Wow.
No.
It's amazing, Bianca.
It's amazing. It's matzchik.
Wow.
It's komisch.
Oh, Bianca, this is wonderful. It's so special. Sure. Okay, I just want to thank you, Bianca.
My
Okay, Bianca, I really want to thank you. Bianca, listening to your story, not your story, your life, that your father knew German, so he could understand what Hitler was saying, and that's why he decided, and his brother, that they have to leave. there are many miracles, so many miracles in your
we
story.
left, but in the last minute.
The
We
last
left
minute.
to his brother. Yes, but it was in the last minute. Last minute.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Thank God you left, thank God. But there were many miracles. You had many
there are
miracles.
miracles,
Many
yes,
miracles that
yes.
you survived, that
Yes.
that they decided to send you to the Urals and to Siberia. They could have left you there in Lvov, and then it would have been terrible.
No, they took everywhere.
But it was a miracle that they took you. It was a good thing,
Yeah.
because if you wouldn't have gone to the Urals and Siberia, look what happened to the Jews that remained in Lvov. If you
But
It was also a miracle.
we thought it is very, very bad for
But
us.
it was a good thing.
To Siberia and the temperatures.
But that
and
saved your life.
But itself, of course.
Wow. Well,
course.
Bianca, I must tell you, meeting you and meeting your dear husband Marcel, for me it's been the greatest honor. Schut
Thank
gadol
you.
ma'od, really, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful to you. And thank you so much.
You are doing it what for? For yourself,
So
or
I'm
for
very
you're giving it to?
To hear your story and that people all over the world can hear it. It's so important. It's so important.
But you are giving it to somebody. No,
it goes on
for you?
YouTube. It goes on for everybody. For everybody.
But who are always asking it for?
Anybody can watch. Anybody.
I understand.
And they can learn and they can appreciate and they can see the miracles.
Yeah.
And it's so inspiring. And your story is so. It's amazing. You are incredible. You're such an amazing person, Bianca. And I'm so glad that I met you.
I'm sorry for my English because I spoke much better English, but now I'm speaking with my husband. I'm speaking Polish and Hebrew and Polish. And then I have Elzeret.
Your English is
I'm speaking with her. Hebrew and Russian. I still...
You still remember the Russian?
Pardon?
You still remember Russian?
Yes.
Well, Bianca, Ad May Vesrim till 120 in good health.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, Bianca, this was very, very, very special. I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Bianca.